Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 988. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Mike D. Hello, Mike D.
Shit. Knock, knock, motherfucker.
That's right. This podcast may contain foul language.
You don't say.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, kitties, there may be some foul language.
That's it. Take care. Bye for now. All right. I guess we got to knock, knock. Yeah. All right. I guess I'm going to start with you.
I think that the more apt title for this episode should have been Yawn, Yawn. What a fucking snoozer. Another shit episode that we have in another so far shit season. I mean, is this what they think of Capaldi, is to give him such garbage, these shit episodes? I mean, you know, we're already like 4 episodes into this series, you know, so we're like already a third of a way through the season, right? And we've got shit. So, I mean, this is the worst season so far that Capaldi's done. It's like Granddad Who, by the way, like the
right
age and stuff. Yeah, I mean, just feel free to jump in at any time on any of this stuff. It's just the whole thing's rather silly to me at this point. It's just the Doctor Who's always been a show that's been about like intelligent sci-fi. That's even, you know, like the effects in the classic series used to be rather clunky and cheap, but people would watch it because it was very well written, very intelligent, dealt with like science in ways that made you like want to get involved with learning about astronomy and physics and different things like that. And like now we're stuck with the fucking episode, just the latest in a long line of shit that we've had this season so far, that is about like wood lice, and it's, you know, Granddad Who running around inside this house with a bunch of, it's like a Scooby-Doo episode with like these teenagers running around and disappearing in closets and in walls and bookcases, and it just seems this episode seemed more to me like some sort of stupid, dumbed down, like non-intellectual, like Disney episode or Goosebumps episode of some children's show.
I mean, didn't one of our members say that they're what was exactly that he said, that it was like paint by number for Doctor Who, that they made it that level? I mean, I guess he's right, because I got to tell you, for one, I don't understand how Moffat wants to portray, as the showrunner of Doctor Who, that the Doctor could be any age, and it's no age discrimination, but yet he allows his writers to constantly like do things like, in this episode, the Doctor's constantly mocked for his age. Granddad, grandfather. I know there was a little joke about Bill comparing to Susan being the grandfather, but why did they got to turn Bill's character into an annoying, stupid, like young idiot that she's embarrassed about her teacher, her friend, so she's got to be cool with them, and she's got to like be fake, and you know, she can't show them her music because they may not like it, you know, so she's got to be, you know, so then she's not special at all. She sucks.
She's acting like a dumb fucking wog.
Right, and you know what? I can't identify with this young generation portrayed in this episode because they all died. So they're all a bunch of idiots, and it's all because they're idiots that they died, not because of their intelligence. They're not intelligent. They're all like, oh, let's party time, let's this. They all like, you know, think old people are stupid or whatever. And it just, I can't identify. I'm like, this whole feel of this whole season seems, exactly. I should burp too. This whole feel of this season seems to me like they're trying to get the youngest teenage/college audience and screw all the other fans. And it doesn't feel right to me. This whole season feels wrong. It doesn't make sense. It's just like, this is like the Bernstein Bears universe. It doesn't feel like Doctor Who, okay? Now, at the end of the episode, how do you have a prisoner and then you put a piano in there and you open the vault and you're hanging out with your prisoner? Now you're really like pissing me off because now you're like really making it that we're stupid people. Exactly. I mean, where's the mystery? You mean to tell me that the person behind the vault can't move, but yet they can play the piano? And the doctor says he's a prisoner too? This is garbage. I mean, you know what? Nardo is just not showing me anything. Why he's there? It could have been played by anybody. So, I mean, again, yes, I didn't like it. I mean, I didn't hate it as much as Pilot or the emojis. And yes, the one episode I did like, but was Thin Ice. But I mean, to me, I mean, while this is better than the other ones, it's still not.
Did you notice? Did you notice she mentioned the puddle monster in this? She said the puddle monster. That had me cracking up when I heard.
Well, that. It's funny that's coming up, but it's also the fact that they mentioned don't call it lice because we made fun. How much we make fun of it? Alien wood lice. So now you got to call it like you got to give it a name to make it cool. It's still stupid. What do you call it? The Diverges or something or whatever the hell it was?
I don't even know.
I don't even care.
I had it on and I was just like watching it with the volume half turned up, just enough to where like if I just zoned out and decided it wasn't important, I just
and people are mad at me for calling it the puddle monster, but then your own companion, Bill, called it the puddle monster. Thank you for your support.
These people that get quote unquote mad are fucking retarded, so I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm really not worried about it. What I'm worried about is I'm worried about cancellation. And I think that everybody is just brainwashed.
10 out of
somehow.
10 out of 10. The wood lies.
Keep it up. Keep 10 out of 10, then we'll be canceled next week.
Oh, this is like, man, this is like the best. It's just up there in the upper echelon of like the best episodes of Doctor Who. Fucking 10 out of 10, man. The wood lice episode, it's fucking fantastic. You know, can you imagine showing someone this show for the first time, trying to get them into like Doctor Who?
Oh, hell no.
Any of the episodes we've had.
I can't show this to anybody. No, I don't blame people. Like, I can't show this to anybody. It's just like crap.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think people would like just fucking start laughing. Like, you watch this shit? Like, what? And
you know what? The funny thing, people are going to go, Matrixlord, you're a piece of shit, right? Well, guess what? Peter Capaldi didn't like it either. Because he left. And there's got to be a reason why he left. Because you don't want to fight puddle monsters.
Well, I mean, he's a granddad.
Yeah.
What he thinks, right?
Yeah.
I saw this kind of as it's almost like it was a passive-aggressive way that they were just like treating Capaldi like disrespectfully and kind of like treating him like shit, where they were like putting in these little innuendos and insinuations about the age and the whole thing about like, the difference in the age and trying to make it like this kiddie show with like Bill and her little buddies and shit. And I mean, I don't want to fucking see this shit. I want to see the doctor fucking, being the doctor, not some poncy fucking goofball granddad motherfucker,
like horrible. I mean, how could you make fun of your own thing? Like, how could Moffat allow them to make fun of the fact that they're not trying to make it that he's old, but now they are making that he's old?
Well, it shows
he's over the hill. He needs to regenerate. Look at the little line that they put in about regeneration.
Yeah.
He gave like a look to the audience, almost like, am I regenerating in a season? Probably. It's like, that's stupid cornballishness.
Did you hear the line that Nardole said at the end also, where he said something about the Masters, which was kind of foreshadowing that the Master coming in?
Missy's in there.
I'm not kidding about that line, by the way. I mean, I'm being serious. Like, if you go back and you listen, he said something about your masters of something rather than blah blah blah. And I mean, I had the volume turned down, like I said, but I know without a doubt that I did hear that. So there was a little bit of foreshadowing, I think, by using that term.
It's going to be a point that you could bring John Sim back. You could bring freaking Rassilon back. Heck, you could bring Omega back, and it's not going to mean anything because people are going to be so turned off by how bad this whole Doctor Who got with these seasons that they're going to like, I don't give a shit. Okay? Today, the biggest thing, all right? Just picture this in your mind, okay? Everybody that's watching this. Today, they showed the new model of K9, It's a go. Canine the movie. Yes, the Doctor's dog is going to be fighting the Daleks and Omega in a motion picture of like, I don't know, $50 or $100 million budget. Okay? Just keep that in mind, that this is serious, it's real, and they can't even do a Doctor Who movie, but yet his dog gets a movie. His dog. This is why this world is effed up. Okay? Effed up. And I gotta say, it's gonna get canceled. You keep doing this shit, it's gonna get canceled. It is lame. Puddle monster. Emoji robots. And while I did think that, I'm glad they spent money with Thin Ice, even the villain of that sucked ass. Okay? Sutcliffe?
Yeah.
Sutcliffe. I wouldn't even... You can't... The problem is, if you can't make an action figure out of the episode, I don't think you're going to make a Sutcliffe figure. Because nobody would buy it.
Well, I mean, what action figures would we have now? Like, we would have...
Puddle Monster?
Sutcliffe, and an emoji robot, and Woodlice. Wow, that's fucking
insane. That doesn't even make a set, first of all. Like, and again, the special effects were so bad in this episode. The lady that was the wooden creature was used already, probably, in the Doctor, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or whatever the hell it was. Like, it is like, there is no money for this stuff. They're like using somebody. They're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul.
This is what we're talking about too. You're like the woman made out of wood. I mean, it just sounds stupid.
Like you will not. You can't sell this in America as an action figure or anything. Nobody will buy it. Okay. The problem is, besides making the season, you got to make it marketable, where you got to make the most out of your money with the show. Create new villains where you can have an action figure. At least if you put the silence in it, you would have a silence action figure. How could you put a puddle or a bug as an action figure? You can't.
Remember when everyone was so excited when they heard that they were filming in the Blank House? That they thought this was some big episode with like the.
We thought it was gonna be the Weeping Angels. Yeah, that they don't even do that.
This is a piece of shit.
they don't even do that. And it gets me sick to my stomach.
They've turned Capaldi into a Matt Smith doctor. He's not meant to be that kind of doctor. I mean, we needed, like, this doctor was supposed to be, like, a darker incarnation that was a little bit more intense. I mean, he's dancing around, waving his wrists around like Matt Smith did and shit. They've neutered him into being, I mean, Capaldi's got to be the least respected doctor that they've had. I mean, even probably worse than Colin Baker.
I mean, they need to do something drastic. They need to just do something unbelievable, like, honestly, like, you really need to do something strange or something, like, out of the blue, like, whatever. I don't know. Something, like, ridiculous, where I'll see you 25 million years, I will. Like, seriously.
Is that Steam Turret?
No, this is not. This is, I guess, the carpenter of steampunk. I don't know. But anyway, no, today was comic day, and I actually got this freaking steampunk thing, which I had to show off because it's cool. But anyway, try to liven up the cast a little bit because you can't really get ratings with Woodlice. As I don't think I'm going to get any new subscribers on this video. But
well, at least we're goofing on it. I mean, who wants to see, like, I'm sure there's other casts out there with a bunch of, like, fucking knobheads that are like, oh, 10 out of 10, it's the best.
Man, I can't wait to buy that action figure for $15 or $20. The wood woman and the old landlord guy, that's actually the son. That, I got to tell you, that's freaky. That was freaky. That was like a freaky twist. Like, you're not my father. You're my son. It's like, what?
Well, I thought that was obvious, though, because if you looked at the math and the way that they were explaining.
I know, but it was just, come on. It was just, that guy was just, you know what it is? He asked them who the prime minister was because the guy had no fucking clue who the prime minister was. Because he's all freaky deaky weird.
God damn. It's like asking you about classic Doctor Who, man.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, you know what I wanted to tell you?
What?
That brings up a valuable point. There's a Diary of River Song audio.
All right.
What is it called? World Enough and Time. And Moffat has the same name for an episode, but it's completely different episode. World Enough and Time. Like, who had it first? I'm thinking the audio has had the name first, unless that's coming from something else in history, like an old serial, World Enough and Time, that they thought it's cool. But it's like, that's what I'm talking about, bringing up like the copycat things, copying off of each other. I don't know who copied, but World Enough and Time that was used already.
You said earlier that you thought that Missy was in the vault. Do you think it's John Sim?
No, I think it's Missy's in the vault. I think he's chilling with his best friend Missy. She's playing piano, and he brought her Chinese food.
So that's her playing the piano then?
Yeah, and he's just in there, and they're like, yeah, all right, what's up? Yeah, this is what happened. And the thing that just I don't get it, is so she has to stay there for some reason, so she's not really a prisoner, and neither really is he, because he's got the TARDIS, but why does she have to stay there? Did she screw up something really bad in time where...
Because she needs to be there for a reason, but he doesn't trust her being out and about without getting into trouble.
Right, so she won't try to break out while she's with them, but she does try to break out when he's not there to be like a challenge.
I think that they both understand that there's some purpose that's bigger than the two of them for her to be there, and for him. And I think that they've got like sort of an uneasy alliance in agreement that he's going to provide her, with food and all that sort of stuff while she's locked in there.
Yeah, because they're probably going to team up against the Master, which is John Sim. That's probably, they know he's coming, maybe.
Yeah. But I noticed that they were playing, when he was talking about something about wood lice and then eating children, the piano started playing the tune Pop Goes the Weasel.
Yeah, but she's nuts. She's bananas. Right. But look at him. He's so excited about talking about people dying and stuff with his best friend that kills people. How freaky is he doing that? What does the doctor become that he's that freaky?
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you about these kids dying.
Yeah, man, you'll like this. Thank God I didn't lose that sonic screwdriver in the ice, because that kid was grabbing it. It just seems to me like,
I honestly wish that they would shove that sonic screwdriver so far up his ass. I'm so sick of seeing that fucking stupid fucking light stick fucking screwdriver. And it
actually looks like really babyish now that you look at it really close compared to the other sonic screwdrivers. It looks like a toy. It does. Like, it's not supposed to look like a toy. It's supposed to look like you actually put work into it, like metal and stuff, and it looks like something that could be possible, not something that you could bring to preschool.
Well, it looks like with EPT pregnancy, like...
and I bought it, too. And I was like, at first I'm like, oh, man. I mean, it looked cool at first, but then I'm like,
oh my God, the sonic screwdriver. It'll be shoving up my ass. I'm so excited about the sonic screwdriver. I mean...
So could it be that everybody thinks that the episode is great because they're in denial, like they're on life support for Doctor Who?
Life support.
I mean, we got situations where people are just like trying to start Whovian tube wars or something and making fake battles and stuff because it's not holding their interest, I guess. Although they're giving it a 10 out of 10, I guess. I don't know.
Well, people are fucking stupid. So I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. It's so great. No, I just think it's a combination of like there's a level of like retardation with these people, and that on top.
I'm not. That's your words. I know.
I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody.
I mean, people are like, oh, Matrixlord, you said people are retarded. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Well, no, I don't mind saying people are fucking retarded. I mean, there are fucking retarded people. In fact, people in this community know who the fucking retarded people are, and it's like whatever. I mean, they're very entertaining to sit back and just laugh at, though. That they're like 10 out of 10 for some shit episode.
Well, they're not entertaining because you can't get through an hour and 42 minutes of watching that. But anyway.
Well, I mean, the thing about this episode with people like whatever. I mean, if they like it, they like it. Good on them. I don't really care. I mean,
no, me too. I mean, that's the thing. But I'm starting to see a pattern that maybe they don't see, and the pattern is that there is not tender, loving care for these episodes. It's
I don't want to hear this bullshit about people saying that like certain episodes of the classic series are boring or they didn't like it. If they like this shit, I mean, if
you know what, you know what this seems to me? This seems to me like they went to a 9-to-5 job and they looked at the clock to see when their shift was over. Like, in other words, Moffat and his whole team, right? They just, all right, let's just make it, all right? Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We don't have time. Doesn't matter. And then when it comes out, it's like hodgepodge of shit.
It's called phoning it in.
Right. Exactly. Phoning it in where, well, what do we need something big for the first episode? Do we really? No. We'll have a companion. We don't need to have a big monster. We'll have a new companion. So the monster could be the stupidest, shittiest monster in existence because everybody's focused on the new companion. So what do you have for us? Puddle monster.
Are they going to have a shit monster possibly?
Well, I just said the other night, I'm like, what's next? Someone's going to poop in the toilet. And then he's like, oh, my God, they're really alive, and name them and stuff. Because, I mean, that's next thing. I mean, it's gotten to be so dumb that you don't even want to watch it.
Well, certain casters are afraid to just tell it like it is as far as like shitty episodes. They can't dislike an episode and say it's bad because it's like, well, we're not going to get a guest on our show if they speak ill of it or something. But
in other words, if there's a Love and Monsters type episode, they'll never admit there's a Love and Monsters type episode until 100% of the community comes out and says it's shit.
I'm sorry, you can't say this has been a good series so far. I mean,
it hasn't been.
I mean, if you do, you really have shit for taste. I mean,
I will not buy this box set.
If somebody's like watching like fucking My Little Pony or something, they might get off on this series so far. But I mean, it's really very uninteresting so far, and very non-intellectual.
You have to be able to market it and make money from this, and I don't see how you can make even a Titan figure of a puddle monster or like a tree person or this is a mistake. Something's wrong. So in other words, you're saying that, and here's the thing, I'm going to extend it to the next episode. The next episode looks like they had no money for it either. And it's just about, I mean, I don't think they spent money on the next one either.
You're talking about Oxygen?
Yeah. I think it's just going to be a shit thing too. So in other words, and again, while I like Thin Ice better than the other ones, it really wasn't completely made sense how he doesn't care that everybody dies, really.
Well, every episode we've been saying, well, let's hope next week's better. Let's hope next week's better. And it's like we're like 5 episodes in as of this coming weekend.
Yeah.
And at that point we're about halfway through the series. So if you have half a series that's basically mediocre,
right?
What the fuck?
Why now you try towards the end to make it better? You know what this reminds me of?
Colin Baker.
No. Remember how in Peter Davison's run at some point in time, in his run, right? They got into situations, Sea Devils, whatever, the Daleks, whatever, where when they're going back to the TARDIS, they're like, oh, be careful, and they're walking over all these dead bodies. It's like the Doctor would win, but he wouldn't win because everybody's dead. So it got to be a point where your companion becomes a screaming lunatic, and she's like, I can't take it anymore. Everybody's dead. You bring death. And then she leaves, like Tegan, right? And he's like all sad. He's all sad, right? And then he just moves on. What?
Mind the dead bloke on the floor on the way to the TARDIS, Tegan.
But I'm saying, like, and then he's all sad about it, and then she leaves. And it's like, with Capaldi, all I see is them killing tons of people. And his doctor, I guess they're making that he's so old that he doesn't care. He doesn't show, like, any ounce of, oh, I'm so upset that this person died. The kid died, and he's trying to get the Sonic. And it was not even a thing to try to. It's like a child died, and this is like a freaky season because
you don't give a fuck.
No, but this is a freaky fucking season because how fucking morbid was that she had his fucking hat, the kid's hat. And it's like, oh God, the thought of it. And then everybody died in this episode until they weren't dead. But it's like,
yeah, but that still counts. But that still counts because the doctor nor the audience, they weren't aware of the fact that they were going to be able to come back at the end.
Correct.
So
correct.
For all intents and purposes, the doctor was just like, oh well, you know.
Like the woman went outside. Did you see him try to put an effort in opening that window to save that woman? No. Fuck, she's done. It's like, what? And even this guy, now, this kid that he was with, right? That he just sucked. Supposedly he was Harry Sullivan's grandchild.
Oh, is that the one? The one that got
his, well, he got eaten, you know, too. But, I mean, like, this... And how stupid are they? They didn't know that their friend's missing for 24 hours? That's that's the attention span.
Ugh.
You know, it's like, come on, man. You're going to be my companion, but you don't know that someone's, like, missing for 24 hours?
I did like the house. Like,
yeah, of course. I like the knocking thing, because I'm like, oh, you know what? You know what? I'll tell you what.
You don't go in the tower.
No. Whoever wrote this episode, right, saw The Conjuring.
Okay.
Because if you watch The Conjuring, did you watch The Conjuring?
I know I've seen it, but I can't quite recall scenes from it.
All right. Instead of it being a knock, it was a clap. So they'd be like, and then people would be like,
oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is, instead of a clap, it was a knock. You know, so then they did the thing like in The Conjuring where the clap came from a different direction.
You know what I would have done for fun? What I would have done for fun is I would have like belched twice or farted twice just to fuck with the wood creatures. You know, instead of knock knock, you could like burp twice just to fuck with them.
But they built this up like it was so. Here's the thing: 23 minutes. It was a damn waste, right? Then when we came back from the commercial break, then they even jumped into too soon with a killing everybody in a flash like that, right? And they like speed it up because they don't have that much time to tell the story. So everybody and their mother is dying in like 5 minutes, which is like, really? And then it's like, Bill ain't that special. That she, you know, I mean, the whole episode she was being a snot. So now she's intellectual enough to figure it out that, oh, this is the son and not the whatever. They just gave her that line to say and make her smart, but she's not smart.
I do like Bill.
I don't really like her that much lately now this episode.
You see, I like Bill. I mean, I'm not.
I'm up and down. 1 minute I like her, next minute I don't like her. She's not the greatest companion. I don't know who the fuck said that. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
On the 10 out of 10 cast. They said that.
The best fucking companion to better than the Rose episode they are on crack?
Yeah.
Like, really? You know what the fuck? Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Yeah. People are just, you know, there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people out here that they want to be characters on YouTube and say bullshit to get views, and to say that, like, make a statement like that, people are gonna look at that like.
That's like everybody.
I'm not a character. This is fucking me, the genuine article. This is it. When you see what you get, I'm actually fucking like this in real life. So sorry. But, you know, I may be a cornball. Oh, well.
Wait, you're not a character, but you call yourself Matrixlord212. Explain that, please.
So what?
Is that not a character?
Listen, that's a name, all right?
Oh,
damn.
It's
a name like somebody picks a stage name?
Yeah,
or something like a movie? Yeah, like an actor? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're admitting you're a character. Like, as far as that's concerned. Like, that's your moniker, your nickname. Like,
that's a nickname.
Like, I'm Mike D. I mean, I am Mike D, but I mean, I'm saying Mike D obviously is.
I mean, as a character would be, but we're not really characters. I mean, this is unfortunately.
I mean, I'm not going out in public and like fucking, you know, talking about Doctor Who and shoving sonic screwdrivers up his ass.
No, but what I'm saying is, you don't in public. You're not like, you don't have like the nerdy glasses on. I'm like, yes, dear. Can I help you? No, you're Mike D. You're the same person.
I don't do anything nerdy, so no, I wouldn't.
Right, no, but I'm saying you are who you are in real life, as you are in this cast. That's who you are. Same thing with me. But other people, though, no.
Shit.
They just gotta, you know, try to have that 1 second of fame with 6 views. It's like, you know, and I'm again, people who don't know what we're talking about will make comments because they think that we're attacking people. They're not understanding that we're going after the people that kind of went after us. So it's like a thing where they don't understand. I'm saying, like, we got a lot of comments that people just think we're bullies or something like that. They don't know the situation.
Bullying? What the fuck? I mean, well, you know what I've found out are people who get offended by things.
Right.
Like, you only tend to offend people who match the description or fit the description. So if the people don't truly fit the description, then they shouldn't take offense to anything.
And again, I'm not putting down anybody that liked the episode, though.
I'm just talking about, like, I mean, I'm goofing on, like, people saying, like, their taste. If they like this, man, they must like, shit.
What I'm saying is that, in my opinion, there's no way that anybody could view this as a 10 out of 10. Because if they did, then I don't want to know what they rated anything else.
Well, you're bullying them.
No, because I honestly don't see this as anything 10 out of 10 worthy.
Let me tell you, if somebody's that big a pussy that they think that you're bullying you, meaning not me, not you, I mean just you, meaning anyone. If someone, just because someone has an opinion about it and says, oh, they're goofing on it and saying, man, if you like this, you must have shit for taste. If they consider that bullying, I mean, what kind of pussy is that? I mean, it's like, don't fucking go out your front door of your house if you're that much of a little snow.
I would rather watch a show that reviews an episode with the host, if he doesn't like it, flat out comes on here, regardless of smiling every week, and said, this episode sucked balls. Because all this stuff that I see is fake. It's like, this is, wow, they worked hard on it, and oh my God, and this, and it's a bullshit. It's all bullshit. Because then when everybody says it sucks, they make a video a year later saying it sucks.
There's nothing more exciting than watching a cast of like 13 people all saying the same shit, like they're reading off a script about the same episode.
You had 5 minutes. Well, I thought Peter Capaldi was the greatest acting performance of his entire Doctor Who career. And then it's like, it's just like they say crazy stuff, and it's like
David Tennant impression or something you were doing.
I don't know. I was just trying to be somebody, but the thing is, like,
wibbly wobble.
I just didn't like it. I'm sorry. I watched. People are like, go watch it again, Matrixlord. You know what? Sometimes I don't want to watch shit again because shit is sometimes shit. But I will watch it the first time. I will watch it again, but I'm not even gonna rate it. Because
you better have like a nice bottle of vodka or something with you if you're going to watch it again. I think I might need that to get through.
I got to tell you, I was watching the second time I was watching the emoji one, and I'm grabbing the couch like I'm hanging off a cliff. And I'm like, oh, I want to get it. I don't want to watch it. I'm trying to get through the episode, and I can't. And I'm like, I hate this episode. What am I going to watch it a second time?
Well, I mean, would you say that these, like, where would you put these in all seriousness? Like, I don't want to do a 1 to 10 scale, like, we know how that is, but I mean, like, what would you compare this to, like, in the classic series?
I compare this to a fan film.
Well, I mean, so it's not even like Time Flight or
no,
okay.
Not even. This is like somebody doing something in their backyard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, listen. You know what you want? Brutal honesty. Okay.
Yeah.
That you're getting it because I could go out. Listen, I could go outside, and I could stare at that puddle, and nobody can tell me there's a difference between me doing it outside in my street and that street over there, because I could do the same episode. Because you know what? I don't need special effects. It rained yesterday. Boom, there it is. There's the puddle.
Well, you don't have any. You don't have any wood lice in those walls behind you, though.
Listen, I'll have like one of those animatronic things. I'll probably spend more money on it than they probably would. Have these things walking around. I mean, that's like ridiculous. I've never in my life. I just to me, from watching Doctor Who since I was a child to now at this age, which I'm not old either, but to watch this compared to that, this is an embarrassment. And if you don't think so,
oh damn,
this is an embarrassment. If my younger self was watching City of Death and the Jaggeroth and all this stuff, and then he watched this shit, he would never watch Doctor Who again.
God damn. Didn't it?
He would throw up.
Remember when you were a kid and you're like, wow, like, whatever, 15, 20 years from now, movies are going to be so cool because they've got like so much more ability to do special effects. You know, like
Right.
Doctor Who.
Well, I thought superhero movies was going to be huge, which it was.
Yeah, remember like when the classic show got canceled, and you're
Right.
like, man, if they only brought the show back today, it would be so fucking awesome because they got like these great effects, and then they come back with shit like this. I mean,
well, no, they came back cool. I mean, yes, they didn't have that much money in season 1, series 1, but it was great. David Tennant, Matt Smith, and Capaldi too. There was some, you know, it's not Capaldi, it's Eccleston. I'm saying it's Capaldi.
And you love the War Doctor, him too.
John Hurt. I always saw everything with John Hurt. So, but the thing is, again, I can't. I don't think as watching it back then, if we put this back in time for them to watch it, I think people would hate it.
God,
seriously. Damn. Seriously. I think that if you put this in back then, this show would get canceled quicker.
It's like a vignette from like the Electric Company or something. You know, like that level of production.
Yeah, like did Spider-Man fighting the guy that hummed? Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah,
you would have to like get the reference of what I just said.
Goonies, yeah.
I know what the fuck that is. Yeah, the Electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Sesame Street or something. I mean, it's really, in all seriousness, it's really gotten, it's pretty pathetic the way that they have.
I mean, they want to put this on, to me,
dumbing
it down to kids. They want to put this on TV.
Capaldi's last season, and he's supposed to be like, you know, this guy was supposed to be the bad motherfucker doctor, and it's they've neutered him into being like a vanilla nothing. And I almost can see, if you look like in this episode, I am not kidding, I see despair in Capaldi's performance. I see despair. Like he knows that he's just kind of he's a consummate professional by what he's doing, and he's doing the scripts that he's given, but I really feel like he just feels like such shit. Like he feels like he's underappreciated. And
of course.
He's shit. And you can see the despair in his performance, his acting.
I saw a thing in his eye that was like not from the doctor, but from himself. With those old cracks. It's like, how many fucking lines are going to be in this script that I'm old? Because I got to tell you, I'm going to fucking quit tomorrow type of thing. Like, you see it in his eyes. He's like, I think he even made a comment one time that sometimes you get the worst fucking script ever. And you got to make it like it's the greatest script. You got to act like you're fucking believing in it. You enjoy it. Unless you sleep in the morgue, then you're like, what the hell is happening? I don't know. And you go into it and it takes off. I mean, it's like, honestly,
it's like he had the look of a prostitute who's really just not wanting to sleep with the John, but she needs the money. That's Capaldi this series so far.
And they make him like creepy. I mean, he's in the closet for 6 hours. Like, really? Like, what do you do? You're like, what are you doing with the lights and the lanterns? And it's like, they're making it stupid. So, you know what?
Was he in the closet with Harry's grandson, the gay kid, too?
No. No, the kid wasn't gay. I guess he was trying to say that Harry was gay or somebody, or whatever that was. But,
I thought they made the kid, that they were going to say that the kid was gay.
No. But the thing is that I didn't enjoy it. And you know what? I didn't watch it early like everybody else did.
I didn't either.
I was out having fun.
You and I talked about this, where it's just not the series as demonstrated for what it is. It's just not. It's not must-see TV. I came back and about an hour before it came on, and I was like, "Well, let's see. You know, what am I going to watch this or just record it?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, whatever. I'll sit down and watch it." And you and I were messaging each other.
Oh yeah, like yawn. It's like, come on, let's go. You know.
Yeah, and the age cracks, like we've been talking about. You know, we were goofing on the fact that they were, you know, insinuating these things throughout the.
I mean, I was getting pissed. I was genuinely getting pissed off about it because I'm like, enough now with this the age stuff. Because you're bringing the show down. Where the people believe that he's too old to be the doctor, so now you've just made it that way. Then you got a young doctor now.
Well, they made it like a parody of itself. Like they're even parodying the fangirl quotient factor, where they're like throwing a bone to the fangirls, like where it's like, oh, you know, we know that you think that Capaldi's too old, so we're gonna write those jokes into the script now, to where it's like,
yeah, we're trying to be hip, but it sucks though.
Well, remember they were playing like the music of that, whatever that song was that they were playing, and they're like, do you even know who this is, who this artist is? And he's like, oh yeah, of course I do. And it was some fucking shit, pop, garbage shit, whatever the fuck. I mean, it was like, you just want to rip your eardrums out. And it's like, you know, I would be ashamed if the doctor even actually fucking did know who that was that performed that shit song.
Right.
I mean, you heard that song, right? That they were playing. It was like,
yeah, I already forgot it already. Yeah, in and out, out. Yeah.
It's look, like Justin Bieber level shit.
It's just, and again, you want the doctor to go through the episodes. You don't want to knock the doctor, even in writing.
I don't want to be getting to where like. I'm like looking forward to him dying and regenerating, because
right. I don't want that either. Nope. That's bad.
Yeah,
that's bad. Who the hell wants? Then it's over. I mean, I'm like, you know, my son won't even watch it. My son Anthony. He's like, nah. He's like, just let me know when he regenerates, and I'm in. I'm like, oh, damn it.
It's not Capaldi though. He's just being.
I know, but again, it doesn't matter because whoever's writing the shit with Capaldi, it's just. What's next? What's next?
They're going to go back to cookie cutter, Tennant Smith-esque sort of.
No, I'm not talking about that far in the future. I'm talking about the next episode, Oxygen, right?
Yeah.
Zombies walking around.
Well, it'll be like a cheap Walking Dead knockoff, like in space, and it'll just be shit. You know, like
I could skip, honestly.
You're being too negative about the show. Oh
listen, it could be a situation where we technically could skip this. And I've never skipped an episode before, but you know what? It's getting to be such like shit. You could technically probably skip it to extremis. Because that's what everybody's waiting for, is Missy. You know? But then again, doesn't that tell you something? Like, really? I mean, again, I don't want to be I'm sounding negative.
Well, no, it is what it is. I mean,
it's not negative. It just sucks. That's what it is.
I hate these motherfuckers that are like, you know, oh, we shouldn't sound negative or be negative or whatever. You know, motherfuckers, sometimes life is negative. Sometimes have to.
Things suck. So you know what? I think that if Superman 3 came out now with the internet and shit, they'd be ripping the shit out of that movie. And Superman 4 and Alien 3, because we have all the internet where people are like, oh my God, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. But now everybody, this whole model that, oh my God, you gotta like it even if you don't like it. That's like the fucking emoji episode. Smile.
You know what's happening? Like people are so invested in the series that it gets to a point where they transition into, they're not really taking the show for what it is as far as the quality. They're just wanting to like it. So they feel compelled to want to like it. So they're like, well, I like it. They really don't like it. They really don't want to put a lot of thought into it, but they know somewhere in their head that it's just kind of phoning in viewing.
But don't they understand that by wanting to like it and by telling everyone they love it 10 out of 10, that they'll continue to do shit like this next season? Like they're like, hey, you know what, guys? Chibnall, he watched all these people's cast, and they love the puddle monster. They love the wood lice. They love this. So how about this? You know how they have the Slender Man? We're going to make a toothpick monster. That's right. A villain that's like a toothpick that you should be laughing at that kills you. It's like this is the thing that happens. They don't understand. They just will make it where you're like, oh, that's right.
You pick your teeth with the toothpick, and it turns you into like some alien monstrosity or something.
Right. I mean, I cannot believe.
This is like a child's writing these scripts at this point. Like it's just like goo goo gaga. Like I see Doctor play with wood lice, and you know, it's just like pedestrian minded writing of like adolescence or something.
these past couple of years of Doctor Who, right, with the way Moffat's doing it, because he's upset because, Matt Smith left, and then he's upset because generally, right? This is like, even though I'm going to quote one of the greatest Star Trek Voyager episodes that I loved, one of the greatest, The Year of Hell, where they're like the episode, like everything is breaking down with the ship, and it's getting depressing and depressing and depressing, and they're gonna like die and die. You know what I'm saying? The show has gotten to be shit, then liquid shit, then smelly. It's gotten to be. It keeps degrading every year. Where people were like, "Well, you liked last season, right?" God. Well, last season wasn't anything to cry home about either.
Well, I've heard like, some things about the fact you just hate Doctor Who.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Like I spend all this money for Doctor Who. I hate Doctor Who. Right. I'm sure. Yeah, they didn't say that when I'm like, oh, every David Tennant episode or Matt Smith episode is the greatest thing ever, or whatever. No, but now because I don't like something, it's like I'm bad. No, sorry.
Well, I'm sure that
I just spent. This thing was $12 for a magazine now.
I'm sure it was more interesting reading the magazine than it was watching this series.
Of course it was. Of course it was. And again, the Titans that I buy. I mean, I buy everything. I bought calendars. I bought even children's book with Doctor Who, with Capaldi, with stuff. I bought, I'm every week. And again, I'm spending too much actually now, but I'm just buying old episodes. The last Doctor Who thing I bought was Patrick Troughton's Moonbase, but then I canceled my other orders because you and I talked about that.
Yeah.
That we're just getting disgusted, and I'm like, why am I putting all my money into it?
I sold my whole library of Doctor Who DVDs, and I had about, I think, 80, something like that, 75, 80. Right. Yeah. I just, I honestly took a shit after watching the episode and found that more enjoyable than actually watching.
I mean, again, I did a cast, and I said, I went and I bought this bag just ripped, by the way, because it's so heavy. And I get all of this. You want to say that I'm not a fan of Doctor Who? Okay?
No, maybe you're overcompensating for the fact you hate Doctor Who.
No, not at all. This I've gotten just about even if I didn't get it when it first came out, I got these. I got the big books. I've gotten even the more expensive ones, the special editions. I mean, like, come on, man.
Does Sharon watch Doctor Who with you?
She actually watched it until she fell asleep, but she was
it had that effect on her, huh?
But, no, I can't say that, but she was enjoying it more than I was.
You're talking about tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was curious, because I don't think I've ever asked you what she thought of Capaldi and his run or whatever. I mean, or if she even watches it that often.
Well, I mean, if I'm watching it, she's watching it. So, I mean, past couple of seasons.
Well, it put her to sleep.
No, I mean, she's been. I mean, we've been together since. We've been together since 2012. So she's been watching it with me here and there, and she liked Matt Smith a lot, and she likes David Tennant.
God damn, fucking fangirl.
And then when it gets to Capaldi, it's like she's not really crazy about it. So again,
has she seen the classic series?
I was watching I was watching William Hartnell.
Yeah,
I was watching the 10th Planet. Yeah, she couldn't watch it, but it was too, it's old to her. So I was enjoying it. I was watching, like, oh, this is cool. Haven't seen this in like ages. And,
well, I can appreciate if somebody's like, that if you're like a fan of Doctor Who, as opposed to like maybe like a passive fan, like Sharon, maybe just watching it around you and being more aware of the new series, that would make sense. Because I'm sure if I put that on and was watching like 10th Planet, that somebody that was in the room would be like, "What the fuck are you watching? That this kind of like
black and white. It's old,
the old movie or something." And,
right.
But and we would appreciate it for what it is, because we grew up watching Doctor Who, and we always knew it was kind of clunky, effects and all that. But I was just curious what she thought about like the new show, because you talk about your two sons having experience watching it, and I don't think I've ever asked you either on air or off air what she thought of like the series itself.
Well, the thing is that she's not like in the run with Capaldi as to when she liked Matt Smith. I guess she just no, it's not that. It's just she feels that something's different about it. It's not the same feel. It's not the same show. It's not the. It's just something different that. And then and you and I criticize it. The episodes ain't working right lately. It's like something is just missing. You know.
I don't remember even watching like Tennant's run seemed like they had more. There was more vitality to them, and there was more.
I don't remember me not liking anything in David Tennant. Even with Love and Monsters, I didn't like that episode at all, but I had no problem with David Tennant or Billy Piper's performance or anything. So I don't think I've ever disliked anything really Tennant. Even Fear Her, I wasn't really, because I just loved his Doctor. But Matt Smith, I say it all the time. I know you and I differ with this. I really like Matt Smith as the Doctor too. So yesterday I was watching. I don't know how many episodes of him in.
I don't hate Matt Smith. I don't. I mean, like I said, I love the whole franchise. I just like certain Doctors over others. But Smith to me was a bit poncy. I went back because I've got the TiVo set to record Doctor Who, and it recorded like 5 episodes from I think earlier today or yesterday, and one of them was I'm trying to think. What was the one before Let's Kill Hitler? A Good Man Goes to War. Was that it?
Yeah, I love that. I
watched that today, actually, earlier before we left out and of the house here. And I was watching that, and I was like, Matt Smith's pretty good in this. Like, looking back on it, and, I could see more nuances of what was going on with Smith at the time. And hopefully maybe there'll be, like, I guess, Capaldi in the future. But Capaldi, I think, is a stronger Doctor than Matt Smith is as far as the acting. But his writing... Which brings up a good question. Do you think that this is something that's comparable to the Colin Baker era, where the writing fucked him?
No, I think that everything is a subconscious thing with Moffat, where he's having.
I mean, you're talking about Moffat like he's like fucking Satan or something. I mean, he's Moffat.
No. I'm gonna explain it. He's a showrunner.
Yeah, okay? I know Stephen Moffat's the showrunner.
No. But here's the thing: American showrunners are different than their showrunners, where Moffat is putting stuff in the episode. Moffat is saying, write this. Showrunners are people writing the episode. They're looking at it. They're like, okay or not okay. But Moffat has he's almost taken on too much as the showrunner role, like ridiculous amount. So my thing is that it seems to me, because if you watch the old Real Whovians cast, I called him a genius. I praised him. I was like, oh my God, Girl in the Fireplace, the empty child, the Doctor dances, Silence of the Library, Forest of the Dead, Blink. I was praising him like he is the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread. And then when he started doing his own stuff, even though I criticized him, I still loved Pandorica Opens and different. I mean, I was watching Capaldi yesterday, Husbands of River Song, which, regardless of what you think of the episode, what I really love about that is I thought it's one of the greatest speeches that River Song ever had, talking to the robot and about the Doctor and everything. I thought that was brilliant, and to me that would make it a 10 out of 10 alone. I was watching. I watched The Snowman the other day. I was watching. Then the other time, David Tennant's thing was on. I think it was the 50th. I was watching. And then, Human Nature. So, sometimes I'll watch stuff, and just random, and then when they had the marathon on, I was watching like crazy too, But I loved, it's with Moffat, what I'm trying to say is, Moffat, he became showrunner, he had his people. He had Matt Smith, he had Karen Gillan, he had Arthur Darvill, right? And he had Jenna Louise Coleman, right? So it's like party time. We're great. We're at the top of the world. And then when people start to leave, to me, it affected him. Where when we got to Capaldi, after everybody left, he's like broken, or maybe depressed, or maybe with this. And the way he's writing it, the first thing he does is he writes dark, which some would like deep breath, some won't. But it was too much of, he just wasn't focused on his job as showrunner. He just, the season was like a hodgepodge. Again, Series 8, you know what? We get Dark Water, which was amazing, right? But then the second part, it's like, was this the same thing? And, it's not put together properly. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, some of the things they're doing. 1 minute the Doctor doesn't give a shit about Earth. Clara tells him off. Then he's saying, I have to lie because of some specific thing, and I have to be this way. And again, the next season, he's not as dark, and he's dancing around with Missy, Pretty Woman, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then, no, he's playing Pretty Woman, like on the internet, right? So, but like, and then I'm like, why is Moffat pushing us with this whole master and doctor friend thing with Missy? I mean, it's like, but to me, it's like nothing got resolved right. I mean, you see Santa showing up, and it's like, what the hell is that?
I would say Capaldi's Doctor is going to be looked back at as being the most inconsistent, and people are going to look back at it and they're going to say, like, it is tragically shameful what they did to this great actor and what could have been.
Yeah,
with him in the role.
BBC America cut that whole Santa thing out, and was it Death in Heaven, where like at the end he says goodbye to Clara, and then he's in the TARDIS and Santa comes knocking. Remember that? Mm-hmm. They cut that whole shit out, where they just left it where he just left her. They just edited it themselves, and they're like, screw this.
Why? To get more commercial time in?
It could be, but you know what? I liked it better without having that stupid Santa showing up at the end and like.
Well, BBC America's shit because they're all like fucking just like shoving as much commercial time up your ass.
They always do that with everything.
I know, and I fucking hate. I don't watch too much commercial television anyway because I mean it's just mostly shit.
That's why we DVR it, man. We just forward it when
Yeah, and I was watching commercials for like some of the shows that they have on, and it's like, who the fuck is watching this shit? Orphan Black. I mean,
well, that's very popular actually. I never watched it, but it's very popular.
Stupid is popular. I mean, look at like what passes as popular musical entertainment these days. Justin Bieber. I mean, how many? I mean, popular doesn't mean good. It just means like
what's in
the opiate of the stupid masses. They're just out there buying retarded shit. I mean, look at the reality shows. What you can gauge like intellect based on what people consider entertainment. And I mean, if you look at if they're watching like dancing shows or singing shows where they're like talent shows, like, hey, so can you sing a song? We're going to make a star out of you. Like that kind of stupid shit. People that watch that stuff are just dumb. I mean, it's like just, very low intellect.
We're at a point with Doctor Who where I feel that Moffat ran out of ideas and it's time to go. He feels it's time to go. Now we're looking forward to a brand new showrunner, which unfortunately we're going to have a new Doctor, and we want something fresh with the show. And I think that, Moffat saw this as he has to do one more season. And again, it's a phone-in thing. No matter what I put out, it's my last season anyway, so who gives a shit? So he just didn't put his full effort into it. And he didn't really check anybody to say, no, we shouldn't do this episode. Yeah, Wood Lice, that's great. I mean, it's like, we could use the tree woman from the Dr. Witch of the Wardrobe as a thing instead of paying more money for something there.
Have you talked to Steve Price recently? What's he thought of the series so far? If you talked to him, I was gonna.
Well, we gotta be careful not mention names on here because
cool.
Yeah, but he likes it.
You're not bringing his name up. Steve's my buddy. Hi, Steven.
Yeah, he likes it, and again, I don't have a problem with people liking it. Okay?
Yeah.
I have a problem if everybody gives it a 10 out of 10 every single time, which was not.
Hey, look, here's the thing. Like, whatever I say about like things, if people like something, they shouldn't give a shit about what I think about that.
Right.
But so what?
People shouldn't give a shit about, you're here to watch my video. You don't have to agree with me. It's entertainment. You like what we're saying, fine. You don't like what we're saying, fine. But don't make it ruin your day.
Yeah, this is entertainment. This is an entertainment because, the people that I'm saying when I talk about, hey, if you like this particular episode, you must be an idiot or whatever. Don't be so literal about that. It's a joke. This is entertainment, goofing, just having a good time, kidding around about shit in the community. I mean, I've had Connor bust my balls over the fact of I love Castrovalva and the Bastards.
Oh, I like Castrovalva too. So I don't
like shit. And so we get on each other's nerves all the time about that. And I'm like, oh, well, it's not as good as Castrovalva, right? He's like, oh, that sucks. And we goof on each other, and that's where I'm coming from.
Right.
Because I've told Connor, I'm like, God, if you don't like that, what the fuck possibly do you like episode wise? And I'll give some shit episode, and we'll goop on it. That's where I'm coming from.
Right.
So people are like you said earlier, if they said, oh, well, you're bullying Joe because you talk about people who don't like this episode, grow a pair of balls. I mean, it's a fucking joke. Get over it.
Yeah. Again,
if that affects your life, you need to get one.
See, the one thing about the Real Whovians cast is that people have definitely different opinions than me, okay, and you and everybody else. No, because nobody on here is not everyone on here is the same opinion. It's like a script. It's not a script. People flat out don't like it or like it, and it's a variety of opinions. Okay?
Well, we've heard that there have been times where people, without joking, there have been people that it's been frowned upon on some other casts for people. I don't think that there's been an environment created where maybe they feel comfortable talking about the extent of which they don't particularly like a certain episode.
Right.
Which, that's fine, whatever. I mean, that's their neighborhood. They can do what they want over there.
Or whatever. They should be able to say if they don't like an episode or not. That's the whole point. That should be. But this thing is you have 5 minutes, and then the writing was incredible. This one wrote this, and this one did this, and I give it a 10 out of 10, or I give it, oh my god, great performance. Again, I don't like it, so I'm gonna say I don't like it. But I like the nice, and I said, hey, I like the nice. So it's not planned. I don't plan to not like things. I was actually thinking I was gonna really like this episode today,
I didn't want to tell you that I read a write-up review from Den of Geek. Just one review, because I wanted to get kind of an overall impression of the episode, just to contrast it with what I thought after viewing it. And I knew some things about the episode going into it.
Okay.
But from the way they wrote about it, it sounded like that they gave it a very favorable review. And we're talking about the atmosphere, the music, and how it was kind of like a haunted house sort of thing. And I didn't get that impression really that much at all when I watched it, because it was it started off actually not the very beginning, but around maybe about a 6-minute run in that
23 minutes of shit.
Where I was like, this could get kind of good, but then it got the halfway point and it started falling apart with the stupid CGI and shit. And I'm like, well, this is stupid.
It was 23 minutes of shit, and then after the 23 minutes, when they came back from the commercial break, they actually went to it way too fast, where they tried to do everything scary. They killed this one. It's wow. Turn your head. It's 3 people are dead. It's what the hell's going on here? That's the way I felt. It was what? All right, so things are happening now, but
it's kind of like when they take, a great rock song and not listening to it on an album, like a Led Zeppelin song, for example, or a Who song, not Doctor Who, but The Who. And they play it on the radio, and they cut 3 minutes out of it, or a Doors song or something on a rock station. And it's just not the same. It seems rushed. And it seems like that we've been talking about, it's a lot more apparent in Capaldi's run. That's why they started doing 2-parters, which I liked.
Yeah.
But everything is so rushed with these, especially this season just seems so rushed. Like they spend so much time getting somewhere, and then they rush it to the end. It's almost like you can see a counter clock in the upper right-hand corner of the episode, where the actors are even able to say, oh, well, we better hurry this along because we only have certain commercial time we can take to actually play the episode, you know?
I 100% agree with you. 100%. Because even Moffat said something about that. That's the way it appeared. That's what he tried to do. But the problem is when they did 2-part episodes, they sucked. Like, it was like, why is Under the Lake and Before the Flood have 2 parts? It could have been 1-part thing. Why is the Zygon first part suck totally, and then the second part's okay? It's like,
well, if you watch those 2 episodes without having to wait a week, like for each, I think those were pretty solid. Like, I mean, I would rather see an Under the Lake 2-parter, which we had with the fish than the fucking puddle monster, as you call it.
I agree about that. I agree about
woodlice. Like, I would have rather them start the series with like a couple of 2-parters just to get the Bill stuff out of the way, you know, introduce you to her, get you to where the audience has a rapport with the new companion.
Well, that was the great thing about Series 9. They had the Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, was a great opener. And then the season started, you know, it's like up and down, up and down. It's like, you know, that was great when they did that. You know.
Yeah, the Dabros, that beginning, and I said this last time we did a cast together, that when people were talking about that episode, waiting for this series to start,
the
new series, and there was like a lot of excitement around it, waiting. You know, they know that Davros is going to be in it. They knew the Daleks obviously were going to be in it and stuff. Missy was going to be in it, but like with this, it's like there was no excitement. It's all about. It's almost like everyone's just waiting to get through the bullshit to get to him regenerating, and then we won't have him anymore.
I agree with that. I think it's just let's get it done. But the episode sucked. Let's get it done. He's just going to regenerate. Let's just go.
Yeah, it's like knowing you got to have a root canal or something and going. Let's just get on with it.
Just throw Missy in there, throw Master in, Mondesi and Cybermen, but let's just go. We'll give them something good, like the Ice Warriors later on. But let's just go. But the episode doesn't make sense. That's all right. Let's go.
But that makes you think that they knew before this series right now was going to air the first episode that people were going to be like, this is boring. So that's why they leaked the stuff about the Cybermen and David Bradley and the Master coming back, because they realized people are like, we waited this long, a year without the show for this shit.
If they didn't leak anything, right?
People would be like, this is what we're getting? Is this shit?
They didn't leak anything, and we would have got the puddle monster, which that's what they call it now. Yes. If we got the puddle monster, we got the emoji robots, people would have been flipping and losing their shit that, well, what does the rest of the season look like? But no, they threw that in there. So they said, listen, be patient with us. It's going to get better. That's what the whole thing was. Well, why does it have to get better in episode 6? Why can it be better in episode 1? Because Moffat just wants to get it done.
Yeah, it's like saying it's like you're setting people up to be disappointed before it even starts by saying
you gotta have Missy in the episode to make it good.
Don't pay attention.
Yeah,
it's like don't pay attention to this stuff. It's unimportant. I mean, none of the stuff that was leaked, from what I recall, had anything to do with the first half of the series. It was all the back end, because I think that they realized the ratings are going down. People are going to judge it for what I believe it is so far, which has been mediocre. And they're going to be like, is this what we're going to be expecting? And the people are going to be tuning out. They're going to be disappointed. There's going to be backlash. So they're wanting to hang that carrot out there on the end of the stick at the end of the series and go, hang in there. We're going to make this, why not make the whole series great? Why make
God forbid they delay the season because it's just like them in the writing room with the actors say this sucks so bad we can't put this out there. That will never happen. So they're talking in there and maybe Capaldi's like, puddle monster, okay. And all right, please tell me you have something better for the other half of the season. And then it's like, well, we didn't have the scripts done. Well, please tell me you have something better because this is not going to work. And then everybody's going to voice their opinion. And then Moffat's just like, all right, I'm just going to throw in the Cybermen. But that's still not good. All right, I'm going to throw in the Ice Warriors. I'll let Mark Gatiss do his thing. He won't do Sleep No More. Okay, part 2. But still, it's all right, we'll throw the Master in there. But then, how many episodes are going to suck? It's like, come on. We're going to get a nice 6. I mean, I'm pretty sure episode 6 is going to be amazing. But then, why do we have to wait? You know? That means that you're going to like, it's going to start to be like next season, where if Missy or the Master's not in it, or somebody's, then they're going to think it sucks because it's a pattern. Don't you agree? Because they're like, oh, they just put some shitty monster in there, so we're just waiting for the good stuff. Open it with the Ice Warriors. Open it with somebody else. You know, but no, they can't. I mean, why does it have to be finale with the Daleks, or opener with the Daleks? Finale with the Cybermen. You know, it's just like, do something different.
Well, this series so far has been as weak as McCoy's first series, in my opinion.
They should have put them on Dazzling Cybermen in the first damn episode.
Well, we don't know how they're going to play into the.
They should have put them in the first damn episode, or they should have put somebody big in the first episode of the pilot. They should have put somebody big in there.
Or they should have done something like with Missy or the Master, or something to get.
John Sim should have been the opener.
Yeah, because like if you have like a good, strong couple of like first couple of episodes, you can get away with having a couple of filler episodes to kind of get people back into like where they can catch their breath, and then ramp it up again and keep ramping it up towards the very last episode. But this is like starting with like Much Ado About Nothing is what I've seen.
You imagine they opened up the episode, despite having a new companion, right? They opened up the episode with them back on Gallifrey, with Timothy Dalton as Rassilon, with John Sim, with that whole people from that. Just started off from there. They have a little battle on Gallifrey. They explain what happened to John Sim. And it takes about the first commercial break to do it, right? And then they just lead into how they're going to connect Bill to the story, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That would have been like, people would have been like, holy shit, this is great. Oh my God, the first 5 minutes, Rassilon, the Master are fighting it out. He gets cured, the Master. He doesn't have to become a skeleton anymore. Oh my God, this, that. But no, it's just, I guess he's just trying to do that class style, that Cole Hill style, the like Patrick Ness style, the young adults, and it's not working.
Yeah.
It's really not.
I got to run on my end.
All right.
I'll be glad to continue on another cast like a little bit later tonight.
All right, guys. That's it. We're done for tonight. Take care. Bye for now.